What's going on?
Well, on each other's respective Instagrams.
Yes.
And
we're live.
We are live here. Shout out to Chanel for setting up this camera. Take a look at this.
This is a fantastic setup we got here. It looks like a ring of fire. You can jump through it. Ring of fire.
I thought we fell into a ring of fire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, Kosher Wine Guys here. What's going on? Noah. I hope his name is Noah. Yes, it is Noah.
You hope his name is Noah?
I keep forgetting people's names. What's going on? Noah Morris, what's up? Shavua Tov. We're doing it live on Instagrams. What's up, bro? Yeah.
So let's pour some Shiloh, shall we?
So we got the Shiloh Secret Reserve from our friend Amichai Luria. Shavua Tov, Amichai. I don't know if you're gonna be watching this soon.
Hey, Ken Lieblich.
And
yeah.
This is one of the best Cabernets in all of Israel. The Secret Reserve from Shiloh Winery. And then we have the 24K Viognier Ice Wine from Gat Shomron, our friend Lior Nahum. This is, you may be asking yourself, what is an ice wine? An ice wine is when they take the grapes, in this case Viognier white grape, and they freeze it, and they press it, and then the process is very painstaking, not to be confused with late harvest wine, and then the juice that comes out, that is the ice wine. So it's a very high concentration of sugar. High level of sugar, as you can see, 251 grams per liter and 43.2 bricks. I don't know if that's the correct...
You remember Ken Lieblich? We ate by him in Highland Park?
Yes.
Say hello to Ken.
What's going on, Ken? Shavua Tov. Hey, say hi to John, your son John for me. I haven't seen him in a while. It's been like 7 years. We sat on the rooftop of Chappelle's. He's out talking about life and stuff like that. Things and stuff.
Life, the universe, and everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
How do they get it so cold in Israel that it freezes? In Israel, they, unfortunately, they don't have the weather year-round because, like, say, in Canada or in Germany, they can get actually quote-unquote real ice wine.
You mean you actually pick the grapes when they're frozen?
Yes, so that's done. That's done in Canada. That's done in Germany and other cold places. In Israel, they do it. I don't like to use the word artificial, but they have to freeze it. There's a freezing process that they do. Wow. Some may ask, well, maybe they could do it in the Hermon, somewhere in the Golan, but you don't always get snow. This year we got a crazy amount of snow in Israel, but it's not always the case. So you want to make ice wine when you want to make it. So you got to do it artificially, so to speak. But this
is freeze the grapes.
Yeah, but this is an ice wine.
But in terms of the freezing of the grapes, I'm just curious. We always used to freeze the grapes and eat them as a dessert, like a candy.
Yeah, they freeze them. You can ask the winemaker how many degrees that he does, but yeah.
Let's go on to our Shiloh Reserve, and this is going to be very important actually to the second part of our podcast, which we're going to be talking about the Haftorah, the reading from the prophets from Isaiah, which is the foreshadowing of the Assyrian Empire, basically cleaning up the kingdom of Israel from the north, exiling everybody, as well as causing a lot of havoc in Egypt. So we're going to get to that in the second part. Yeah. The reason that's important is this wine from Shiloh is from Ephraim, and this is the part we're going to be talking about is going to be about Ephraim, who was one of the children of Yosef, Menashe and Ephraim, and in his portion of the land was Shiloh, and where the tabernacle was, the Mishkan. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing the name is Shiloh, the name of the place. Yosef's sign is the bull, and here is the Mishkan and Secret Reserve. The word secret, by the way, is the word sod, which is printed here. The vineyards are composed of the word sod, secret, repeating itself, because wine reveals that which is hidden.
But there's also a level of what you were talking about today, exegesis.
Exegesis.
Yeah, not to be confused with the other guy.
Exegesis.
Yes, how to read, how to learn Torah on different levels. So sod is probably the highest level you could learn Torah on, which is the secret level, which is Kabbalah.
Yeah. Oh, you can
essentially. That's what they say. Drash sod.
You can say that. I mean, secrets and okay. Well, anyway, let's pour it. Would you like to do the honors? Let's have our wine pour. You can stand up. I'll hold your phone.
It's all good.
Let's do some theatricality.
In the words of the trainer of Ivan Drago in Rocky IV,
yes.
Whatever he hits, he destroys. Whatever we pour, we destroy.
Exactly.
We open it, nothing is left.
Here, you hold on to yours.
Or he actually, it was more like...
I can't get out of the pot.
It was more like, whatever he hits, he destroys. Like that. He's very excited about it.
L'chaim. Next week, on Tuesday, is Rosh Chodesh of Adar.
Wow.
We're really getting there. Purim and wine.
There's 2 Adars this year. Oh my goodness.
Utter joy. Yes, we're gonna have a lot of Purim and happiness. It's been a very for the two of us.
Purim for Purim.
Purim wine for Purim. And for the two of us, I guess a blessing for successful endeavors.
Amen, amen.
And fruitful.
This week is interesting. We have two events. There's one event coming up with an organization called Americans for Safe Israel, and they're going to be hosting an Israeli organization called Regavim, and these are the people that make sure. They kind of run around all over Judea and Samaria, making sure that the EU and all these other entities don't build illegal structures and they don't usurp land illegally. And
hey, Ken, go pour yourself a glass and join us. Tasting in Torah.
And so they invited our company basically to bring our wine. So we're gonna have the 24K there. We're gonna have the Amos from Tekoa. We're gonna have the Karma from a place called Tirosh near Bet Shemesh. And then a couple days after that, same location actually. It's at the Brownstone in the city. On East 12th or 13th Street, I'm not
12th.
sure. 12th. We're going to have another event, something along the lines of, where do we go past Zionism? Where is Israel? Where are the Jewish people going past Zionism? We had Zionism and we took back Jerusalem in 1967. And according to my friend Yehuda Hakon, who teaches the Machon Meir, after that, everything stopped. We took back Jerusalem and everything stopped.
It's kind of like that scene at the post-credit scene in Finding Nemo when they escape from the dentist office and they're inside a bag they've escaped, they're in the sea, and then they go, now what?
Exactly. Now what?
My man, Yossi Kasuto! Oh wow, this is the guy.
Any relation to Rav Dror Moshe Kasuto?
I don't know. I think we'll have to answer that.
Interesting. Italian/Malta? I don't know. That's where he's from, his family.
I don't know, but he's the guy, man.
Interesting. We actually have Dov Altman on. It's an interesting fellow as well. We met. Remember that event that we went to, entrepreneurship and mindfulness in the city?
Wisdom Tribe.
Yeah, so Dov Altman was there. That's where we met this gentleman, Dov Altman.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember the name.
So he's watching, or he was watching. I'm not sure if he still is.
Very nice. Nice. Well, to a year of successful and fruitful endeavors. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam borei pri hagefen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam borei pri hagefen. Oh, this is fantastic. And it's been sitting, oh wow.
This is a very good Cabernet.
Some people, I had a friend, oops, this is...
Don't worry about that. Ignore the Facebook, we're recording.
I had our friend asked me, he's like, I can't tell the difference between this Cabernet and that Cabernet, or like high, like say one that's $30 or $10, it all tastes the same to me. And you know what I told him? I told him, use the basketball analogy. Let's say you have a player who can do all the moves that say James Harden can do, and all the little step back and all the little swag, but then his shot is an air ball. So that's a $10 wine. And then something that's more refined, something that's like hits the mark every single time, something that's like, like a basketball player that's shooting from three-point land and just swish every time. So you can really tell the difference. Like if you actually, you observe like these basketball players, you really see what's refined and what's not refined. It's the same, they're doing the same thing, they do the same move, but one you can tell, he's been practicing, he's been refining himself. It's been do you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the analogy that I used.
Well, to come from an analogy from martial arts, I remember I've been involved in martial arts since age 13. Mostly, I started off as kung fu and jiu-jitsu and all kinds of other things. I gradually came to capoeira, but I realized that one of the things we need to practice in capoeira is the ginga. The ginga is the basic swing, the back and forth. Who is that?
Where?
Lil Danny wants to join the video. I don't know who that is.
Who's it?
Hey, Lil Danny. I don't know. You know that guy?
Lil Danny, my boy. Interesting. He said you're his boy. What if he's your student? You're his boy. That's interesting.
I don't know who it is.
We live in a generation.
Tell me who you are, but where
the students and the teachers are like, that it's like the same. Pretty much the same generation, same level, kind of.
No, but the thing is, I was talking about Kung Fu, and then he said "Ma Boy," one of the stances that would kill us. Master Steve in Kung Fu, he would have us sit in this stance, Ma Boy.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, no, Ma Boy, Ling Boy. Ma Boy is like a horse stance.
So
you would sit there for like an hour; it would kill you.
Oh
Totally. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? Jumping in for some tasting in Torah, some Torah. Good.
Nice.
So anyway, where were we?
we were talking about. Oh yeah, you were saying that. So the Jenga.
Oh yeah, so the Jenga, the basic swing. If you have 10 minutes a day, no time to practice anything, practice your Jenga, and you just keep on refining it. And you can really, when you look at a master playing, it can be a game only of Jenga with feints, with this movement where you kind of understood what was going to be happening. You know what that reminds me of? There is, I can't remember exactly what it was. There was this one of these Jet Li movies, I think it's called Hero, where he fights with another person, but their entire fight.
Sorry, sir.
Their entire
we are taping
fight is happening in their mind, right? They're just sitting there looking at each other, concentrating, but really I'm not really sure that's a good metaphor. Yeah, close the Facebook, forget it.
Oh, close it? Okay.
Yeah, forget it.
It's all good.
It's all good. Anyway, I'm not really sure that's a good example. I think like their fighting is so good. Nah, it's not a good example. But anyway, in terms of the Jenga, there's a flow and a movement where you can see that the masters are really... I had a connection. My mind was making some kind of connection there. In terms of nuance of movement, where you don't really need to act out the whole movement because the other person understands that you're transmitting that you actually beat them.
When you watch capoeira, you see how the two people are basically flowing and they don't even need to know. Like it's like either person doesn't need to tell the other person, here's what I'm about to do. It's just a flow of two people going, kind of going in a flow, and it's just intuitive. Everything's intuitive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's almost like they have telepathy.
People think that we're actually planning the moves that we're going to do in capoeira. We're not. It's totally... It's kind of like, how do you know to duck exactly when he kicks? Like, no, you just learn to duck or you
improv.
kick.
It's just improv. That's all it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's move on to our itinerary today.
Yes.
So we introduced our wines. You noticed that on the cover to this intro, we brought a picture that we actually took in this very living room of a painting. Yeah. If you'll hold this for just a moment, I'll bring it up.
Sure.
It's a painting I made 5 years ago during a winter break. And this picture...
This is crazy.
Yeah, this Mount Sinai picture, we took a picture right before Shavuot.
It's always
right?
It's always how I kind of pictured every time I hear, read the parashat of Mount Sinai, I always picture it kind of this way. Just a lot of thunder and just like noise and just crazy but that's the people, those little white dots. That's
all the people.
Oh, that's very
what's happening is they're all taking selfies.
That's funny.
And they're with their phones.
It's like a concert.
Right, yeah, this is an Instagram live.
It's a concert. Basically.
It's a concert. You see all the lights where they're lifting up their phones.
This is the world's first Instagram live. That's
yes, they're seeing the voices.
That's why the Kuzari principle says there's no way people could lie because everybody caught on Instagram. 600,000 people.
Exactly, and since they all hashtag Sinai.
Exactly.
Wait, seeing you now at Sinai.
Or was that the dating website? It didn't work for them.
Yeah, the whole dating thing ended up like being caught under the mountain, and then it's like the whole story of the golden calf is like really under the very chuppah. You couldn't wait till after.
Exactly. It's kind of like what I asked you yesterday. I'm like, how could such a stubborn people accept the Torah just like what we call stam in Hebrew?
Jump into it.
And you said, well, the next morning they realized what they did. It's like
what have I done?
It's like he got drunk. Okay, they had eloped and right.
What were you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talking about Mount Sinai, let's put this picture over here. Get that out of the way. All right. So we're talking about Sinai. Here, you bring out your chumash.
Oh, so no.
Right. And the first point I wanted to really discuss with you, just to share these thoughts that I've been having. The story of Mount Sinai is very often, let's put this here so people can see.
Sure.
Yeah. Can people see? I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah.
Can I lean in against this thing? Oops.
I don't know. So the story of Mount Sinai
it's all good.
It's that thorn in our backside, right? Like, what do you do about Sinai? Like the Kuzari talks about using that as a proof for the authenticity of the transmission of Torah, saying, listen, we couldn't make this stuff up. When you have those numbers of people, no other religion on the planet makes such a claim as to say, we were all there. They'll say, I was there, one person, and then you, right? Okay, fine, it's a known argument. But I just was thinking about a different aspect of it, which comes up a lot when you discuss Torah with people, especially we're talking about Jews who kind of got disenchanted or upset, and there's a lot of issues that can bother us in the Torah. I mean, we're talking about a Torah that was given like over 3,000 years ago. There's the language that it speaks to, the mentality, the things which were considered norms, from slavery to corporal punishment.
Like how do you connect to something seemingly ancient and arcane and disconnected from today's? That's what you're basically saying.
Yeah.
How do these people do that?
How do you connect to that? But even more than that, you look at so many parts of the Torah which seem so harsh and punishment and anger, and I mean,
we had a conversation with our friend about that. He said it's outdated. It's offensive. He used the word offensive.
Offensive.
And I was like, what do you mean?
It's this new thing.
Can you quantify that? Yeah, outrage. It's like, come on, man. Like.
Yeah. So we've been dealing with these kinds of questions, and I realized that when you actually read the introduction to Har Sinai, to Mount Sinai. Hi, Sonny. Welcome back from Jamaica. That's what it was, right? Was Jamaica? Yeah.
No, he was in Dubai.
No, this is a different. That's facts. That's facts. This is Sonny.
Man, these guys.
Sonny isn't my student.
These guys are jet setters up in Dubai, Jamaica, Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, this, that.
Puerto Verde. Yeah, they're all over the place.
It's crazy.
So I wanted to read the introduction. So I was going to ask you if you can get your Tanakh over here.
Yes, sir.
I asked you to bring the Tanakh out, so you just leaned your phone. That's hysterical. Yeah. And by the way, can you just shut my laptop at this point?
Sure.
I mean. Yeah. Just take the Mac. Yeah, whatever.
It's okay.
Okay. So let's open up to Yithro and just read the introduction and see what it looks like. I believe it's Shishi. It's the 6th Aliyah. So read it and...
Let's see. Yithro.
I can read it in English, in Hebrew, but I can't do the English.
I'll do the English.
Okay. Read that and then
let's just find it first.
Of course.
Okay. What am I reading? 6th Aliyah. Let's find this. 6th Aliyah. Shishi, right?
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
But where does it start in the English?
Let's take a look. Yeah, okay. Oh, Shishi. No, Chamishi. Shishi is when we start hearing about the commandments. The part
Shishi right there.
You know, Chamishi. The part that we. Here is it. Here it is. This is the part that we spoke about last night. Revi'i, reading for the first day. Here, the arrival at Sinai. God's proposal. Read God's proposal.
Okay. Moses ascends to God, and Hashem called to him from the mountain, saying, So shall you say to the house of Jacob, and relate to the children of Israel. To the children of Israel, you have seen what I did to Egypt, and that I have borne you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me. And now, if you hearken well to my voice and observe my covenant, you shall be to me the most beloved treasure of all peoples, for mine is the entire world. You shall be to me a kingdom of ministers and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Israel.
Right? So that's the story. Now Rashi on the spot over there, David Salama, the one and only, he is back. He is on. Good to see you. Hey, hello.
Yes.
David.
Oh, what's going on, man?
He's the guy.
Oh, hey.
So what the things that Moshe Rabbeinu is told to say to the people of Israel, Rashi points out, Ko tomar al bnei Yisrael, that means Eila devarim, no more and no less. In other words, don't try to sell the Torah, don't give them a pitch. These are the words.
This isn't Kira.
This is the message.
This is the nation Torah.
So I'm asking you, you hear this message now. You are being told you're about to receive the Torah, God's about to reveal himself on Mount Sinai. These are the words that you just heard. What are you thinking? What is this about?
It seems to me that it's pretty conclusive, but it also seems to me that.
But what is about to happen?
We're about to get some instructions on how to be.
Read it again.
So you should.
You have seen.
Yeah. You have seen what I did to Egypt. Now
Now so we can hear.
That I have borne you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me. And now if you hearken to me,
what does that mean?
Essentially that he saved us. Hashem saved us from he gave Onish, we punished Egypt for whatever they did, if you want to use that term.
Okay.
And he saved us. He gave us. We had salvation. It was basically our Geulah at that time.
So it's saying you've seen what I have done for you to those who who oppressed you. Good. Now, continue.
And I have borne you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me. And
Beautiful,
now,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's the proposal. That's its introduction.
It's almost like the husband. He kind of, he saved the girl, and now I brought you to me, and now we can get married.
Yeah, David's saying, "Va'asayatchem al kanfei nesharim."
We can be
That
together.
is the pasuk. Yes, that is the pasuk. It's also a street in Harnov, kanfei nesharim.
It's not just a street. It used to be an airfield where the Yemenites landed from Yemen. The planes that took the Yemenite Jews from Yemen, they landed on that used to be an airstrip, which is now it's a road. It's a thoroughfare. In a neighborhood called Gat Shomron. But in Yemen, these are the people who landed from, they left Israel after the first temple, and they finally came back to Israel in the 50s or 60s, whatever it was. They'd never seen an airplane. These are people who were lighting bonfires inside the airplane. Hananel.
Yeah, they just didn't know.
Our friend, our
Yemenite friend can talk about these things.
He can tell us that his grandfather was lighting bonfires, or maybe he was his father as well.
Bonfires in the airplane because they needed to.
I don't know what they needed to do, but they were confused.
Yeah. So listen to this. Yeah. Moshe is told, "This is what you are to tell the people."
No.
Okay. Good. He goes and he says, "You have seen what I have done to Egypt. Va'asayatchem al kanfei nesharim. I brought you on the wings of eagles and brought you to me." Mm-hmm. Okay, let's continue. So, what is the proposal?
And now, if you hearken well to my voice and observe my covenant, you shall be the most beloved treasure of all peoples. For mine is the entire world.
So, what is being offered to us?
Some kind of covenant, some kind of instruction, some kind of way to live.
Is that what it says? Look, atem tihiyu li mamlechet kohanim. What is segula? Does it say there segula mikol ha'amim?
I mean, it said, now if you hearken well to my voice and observe my covenant.
Okay. Whatever that covenant shall be.
You shall be to me the most beloved treasure of all peoples.
Atem tihiyu li segula mikol ha'amim.
It's an interesting translation. It's not really...
Segula, okay.
It's not
okay. Many translations.
Yeah. For mine is the entire world.
Kili kol ha'aretz.
Yeah.
So we are being told, you saw how I took care of you. Mm-hmm. Now we are about to enter into a covenant, of course, if you will, that. And what is going to be the result of this covenant is you will be a treasure to me. For the whole land is mine, but you will be special and unique and treasure. Mm-hmm. Right? That is the main point. Yeah. Okay? How does that make you feel if you're about to enter into a covenant? What are you getting into? No, it's a serious thought exercise. What is that getting? What are we about to get into?
Something serious that's supposed to be, everlasting. It's supposed to be kind of. It's not a joke.
So we got a taste of God caring for us. Yeah. I brought you to me on the wings of eagles. You saw what I did to the most mightiest nation on earth that tried to subjugate you. I brought you to me. That's a taste. Yeah. We're going to have a covenant, and the whole world is mine, and you will be special.
Yeah. It's almost like the thing with Egypt was like a date, and now this is the
proposal.
This is the vort. This is the proposal. Yeah.
The vort.
Essentially, well, yeah.
That's when things.
The vortex.
That's the vortex.
That's what I like to call it. You know why they call it a vort? Because the man enters a vortex never to be seen again.
That's really good.
Tip your waitress. I'm here all week, folks.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well, that is when you have the sale pitch. Mm-hmm. God is told. You open Rashi. Rashi says when God ends those words, he says, "These are the words which you should say to the people of Israel, the children of Israel." Rashi says, "Lo pachot velo yoter." No more, no less. No. Don't play with it. Don't try to sell it to them. Mm-hmm. I think you might be blocking your camera. Oh,
no.
Don't try to sell it to them. Don't try to tell them this is the truth. This is the secrets of the universe. This is the way to. No, this is about. I took care of you. I want to take care of you.
God,
you're special.
God is an alpha male at this. He's playing the role of an alpha male right now. He's not trying to convince you. He's not trying. He's just saying
this is.
You're coming with me. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm sorry. Some people might find that offensive.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, like Terminator 2. Just like the work. Let's go. Just no questions.
But isn't that so? In terms of the discussions that we have with people, when we frame everything in the Torah, even those mitzvot, which people say, why are we doing this? What does this matter? Who cares? Why does God care about this? Why is God so caught up about what kind of food I eat and milk and meat and all that stuff? And when you frame it with this, it's a completely different picture.
Yep.
It's saying, look, I don't have to understand every last detail, but this is what people at the time were being told. This is what Sinai was about. You will be special to me. And yeah, that's kind of scary. When things become really serious because they're so real, that's when we get scared. Right? That's the whole idea of the Midrash, the Gemara, saying that the mountain was held over our head. The Maharal talks about this in many places. He says it's basically because it's so real that it's inescapable.
Do you think that's why today we have I hate to get into this, a Shiloh crisis, because people wouldn't know their zivug if the zivug was in front of their face? Sometimes?
I don't know about the Shidduch crisis. I mean, there's a person who came up with a study that pointed out the Shidduch crisis in the Mormon community, and it's pretty much the same thing.
Maybe.
I mean,
I think it's just a generational thing, not just Jews, everybody.
It is a generational thing that has to do with what am I exactly involved in, yes. Oh, look, Sarid's on. Hi, Sarid. Hello.
Bring the gym to me. Cool.
That's one way to do it, to bring the gym to you.
We're bringing the Torah to you. And
We're bringing the mental gym to you. Yeah, the wine. So that's the idea of Sinai that I wanted to mention. Just think how can we relate to Torah in terms of Sinai, and what does it mean to hear Sinai speaking to us every day? You know, this is it's a tragic thing where we're at shul. The whole idea of reading the Torah, the public Torah reading, is to hear Sinai.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part of the tefillah, other than the Amidah, the tefillah, okay, but everything is built around that. Yeah. And the whole idea is hearing Sinai speak to us. We're supposed to recreate that in a certain sense to get the picture. And that's just it's not taken seriously. It's not taken as, here's how we can be special, hear the message, connect to it. Yeah. And also, this is, as a Baal Koreh, as I read, I know the tragedy that happens when a person is so, this is what my rabbi pointed out to me, is that when there's so many mistakes in correcting, you start hearing the Baal Koreh, you start hearing the person who's reading as opposed to hearing the Torah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, people are
I'm supposed to be a conduit.
They're telling the guy how to, cantillations and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, but the guy's he's repeating and he's stuck.
Chaim Haberfeld is online, by the way.
Who's that?
He is, I call him the scion of royal wine of Kedem. Haberfeld is a Herzog. He's a Herzog. He's a good friend Chaim Haberfeld is big fighter for the Jewish people for the land of Israel. Yeah, man, he's special neshama, special yid.
Thanks for coming on, Chaim. Thanks for listening in, and hopefully you catch up on what you missed later on. Check our story. In terms of Sinai, so that's the message.
No.
The message is, you are a cherished people. This is about love. This is a relationship. I care about you, and we can have something special together. That's the message. That's from archaeology.
Just one second. We're still filming over there. It's all good. It's going.
It's still rolling.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, it froze. Yeah. Oh, it sometimes does that. I'm not your camera, but just these cameras sometimes do that.
All right, fine, whatever. We'll do the editing later.
It's all good.
So I'm reading from a book here which I recommend to any Tanakh faculty in a school. There's two books I'm going to do a shout out to. First one is Mordechai Kogan from Hebrew University. I've actually been in correspondence with him, helping me with a particular article that I wrote in Assyria on my LinkedIn. I'm going to put in the description. And this book is called The Raging Torrent, which is a reference to the Tigris River, the Chidekel, which is the river which is right by Assyria, and crossing it was a big deal, and the Assyrian kings would boast about being able to cross it during Adar, during where the winter, talking about March, where all the ends and all the ice is melting, and that's a very treacherous, tumultuous, torrentious time, right? Yeah, no more ice time. So this is a lot of archaeology, and he brings in the psukim, he brings in the maps, he brings in the stories. This often reveals details which are not known when you just read the Tanakh, but it really helps elucidate and expand it more. It's kind of what you do
on your tours in museums.
Yes, and this is some of the books that I use when I'm doing teacher training and teaching. So I really recommend this book. Before I read the piece, I also recommend Shmuel Achituv's Echoes from the Past. Wow. Both of these are Karta handbooks. You can buy these on Amazon. Highly recommended.
Where is your professor?
So Shmuel Achituv is from Ben Gurion University in the Negev. Nice. He is
Beersheba.
Yeah, Beersheba. And this book is organized based on Here, let me make it very simple. Judah, Israel, Philistia, Edom, Ammon, Moab, and this book of Balaam, son of Beor, the Teldan inscription, glossary. So all these things which relate to our neighbors.
Balaam?
Yes, there has been. It's called the Dir Allah inscription.
Wow.
Balaam ben Beor. Yeah, there's a prophecy of him that was found in Jordan in the ancient city of Sukkot. I saw it in.
How come no rabbis talk about this book of Balaam?
Well, Project 929. The English one, 929 English, I think, is holding right there now, and they're holding in Bilam. So I might just post this to them so they notice it, but I'm sure they mention it. But it's a known thing. Bilam ben Beor is talking about vexing and hexing somebody's genitals or something. That's
crazy.
It's in the museum in Amman, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it when I was there in 2000.
Wow.
Yeah. So it goes through. It's called the Der Allah inscription. That's the name of the ancient city of Sukkot.
Wow.
So this goes through archaeology, which is relevant to Tanakh studies, things from ancient Israel, things from like the Shiloh inscription, which is currently in Turkey.
Yeah, which they won't release.
Yeah,
to us.
Well, the British Museum released their stuff. I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Very nice.
From that period of time. Here's the Birkat Kohanim from Ketef Hinnom, Lachish letters, on and on and on. And then things from our neighbors, so you see what they produced. What is this one? Oh, this is from the king of Ekron. I think it's actually in the Israel Museum. My bad. It's in there's something similar. There's something similar there.
I think I saw this in Jerusalem. Yeah.
It's in Israel. Yeah. It's in the Israel Museum. So Achish ben Padi. Yeah,
he's a Philistine king.
He's a Philistine king who's mentioned in Tanakh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Philistines have nothing to do
with Palestinians.
Who are today called Palestinians. And
no, that has to do with Palestine, which is a Roman.
They are a dead nation. Yeah, the Roman name, and the people who live there now. Not the same people.
Tiglath-Pileser. The reason I'm going to read this now is because when we talk about the destruction of ancient Israel, we talk about Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon and Assyria, who's actually, they've destroyed, exiled 10 of the 12 tribes. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody talks about, nobody realizes how utter the devastation is, that the 10 tribes aren't back. We've been back. The Jewish people are called the Jewish people because it's Judea, which lasted. Assyria completely devastated the 10 tribes. Who were these guys? There was just now in the British Museum in London was an exhibit called I Am Ashurbanipal, who is the last mighty king of Assyria before the decline. This is the first one.
Wow.
Nearly 3,000 years ago, I ruled the largest empire that the world had ever seen. Like the kings before me, I built great palaces with exotic gardens. The mighty gods granted me outstanding strength. I crushed my enemies and made them bow down before me. I held the bow and made arrows fly and pierced the throats of raging lions. I am Ashurbanipal, king of the world, king of Assyria.
Tiglath-Pileser III. Now, there are interactions between kings of Israel and Assyria in the past, but they aren't major. This is before Assyria reorganized as an empire, right, with an administration. So I'm just going to read the first page to kind of get the idea, and then we'll wrap up with that. The reign of Tiglath-Pileser III, which is from 745 to 727 before the Common Era, ushered in what was surely the most aggressive period of Assyrian expansion. Tiglath-Pileser III came to the throne after decades during which the position of the king as head of state had diminished, due in part to the usurpation of power by high officials. He began the imperial renewal by circumscribing the territories of the provincial governors and their responsibilities, and followed this with a series of military campaigns that brought Assyria back to its former predominant position, quote, from the upper sea, which is the Mediterranean, to the lower sea, which is the Persian Gulf, end quote. The point is that there's many inscriptions about Tiglath-Pileser, including him talking about the deportation of the tribes. He gives you actual numbers. How many people he moved from the different parts. And that's Ephraim. That's the prophecy we were just reading about, that in 65 years, Ephraim's going to be gone. He's the guy who did it. Tiglath, well, not him. That's an Assyrian who is scuba diving with an inflated goat skin. That is wicked.
That is interesting.
That is, I think it's in the Louvre.
Our friend might want to see that. Our friend who's here, he might want to see the scuba diving situation.
This is the Assyrians would scuba dive.
Interesting.
Isn't that amazing?
That's like from Ancient Aliens kind of thing. You know, where did they get this technology?
This is 2,800 years ago.
We don't know. And then this guy with the crazy hair, you know, the Greek guy, he comes out, he's like, it must have been ancient aliens who landed from...
Yes. Which is
My question is, who created the aliens?
Yes, that just pushes the question back. What do you mean? The more ancient... Have you seen Stargate?
Yes. That's what I was telling you about. The
Yes.
whole. Yeah.
Yes, the whole. So this is a book that's very highly recommended. The Raging Torrent, Mordechai Kogan,
Nice.
because it gives you an insight into who is Assyria, what it's about, and that's a story that we just read in this
Speaking
Haftorah.
of Menashe and Ephraim, the wine we're about to drink, the 24K Viognier, it is from a place called Cabernet Sauvignon.
Hype kicks, thanks.
It is from a place called Cabernet Sauvignon,
Yes.
which is the place on the border between what was given to Menashe and Ephraim. My father, sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, every time I come to their house for Shabbat, gives me a bracha, a blessing for the Shabbat blessing for sons. He said, what does the blessing say? May you be like Menashe and Ephraim. And he asked me, sometimes I wonder, Tzvi, does the blessing work?
Hi, Avi.
And then I show him the wine,
Right,
and I said it to him, it's right in front of your face.
right there.
So we're gonna taste this stuff from Cabernet Shomron. What does Cabernet Shomron mean? The name. What is this town? What is this city?
I don't know where the name Cabernet Sauvignon comes from.
I mean, it's horn. It could be horns. It could be.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
The lights of Shomron, the lights of Samaria.
Well,
The rays.
It can
Karen
be. It
or.
can be the rays of Samaria. I don't know where the name
Yeah.
actually comes from. I'm not sure about that. You caught me off guard. I don't know where the name Cabernet Sauvignon comes from.
So I was shown that there's a mountain there. There's like a little hill that actually has horns. So I guess it's just the horns, but it's also the rays. Yeah.
So shall we pour? You're mixing it in with a little bit of red, but that's all right.
It's okay.
Let's do some
So-
pour in here.
It's interesting because this place, you can actually get to Tel Aviv. People think it's like
It's 20 minutes away.
20 minutes away from Tel Aviv. It's like Western Shomron.
Look at this golden.
So, as we
color.
said before, this wine, this is a Viognier grape. It's a white grape. So what they do is they freeze the grape, and then the juice, when they press it, what you're getting is the highly concentrated sugar, high sugar content.
So this is wine concentrate.
This
So that's how you make concentrate. You flow the squeezed juice
Almost.
through tubes, and you
Almost.
freeze. The water freezes at freezing temperature, but the juice, the sugary stuff remains.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you separate. My step grandfather,
Sorry.
Alav Shalom, who just passed away a little over a month ago. He was a chemist. He worked with these massive vats of chemicals and so on. He taught me actually how to stir coffee properly. Yeah, I'll show you.
That's fine.
How do you stir coffee properly? Instead of stirring it, the sugar and the coffee round like so, you stir it from top to bottom, and that makes it properly mix.
Interesting.
And then you actually need less sugar. And then you realize I've been drinking too much sugar because it hasn't been properly mixing. And you finish your coffee and the sugar on the bottom. Right, so that's the
makes
proper
sense.
way to mix it. So he told me how they make concentrate.
So what do you think of this?
Wow, it's like concentrate.
It is sweet, but it's got earthiness to it. It's got, it's good with like pecan pie.
It's got
Sort of thing.
Shomron.
Would you? Sorry,
It's got Shomron. It's got Shomron.
The word. What does the word "gat" means? It means wine press.
Yes.
No.
Dorech chitim begat.
Our friend-
Latzil miad plishtim.
Our friend Malkiel Hadari of Gito Winery. Gito means his wine press.
Well, when they say, there's a Mishnah that says that a person who learns, I'm trying to remember exactly. Let me pull it up. It's in Pirkei Avot. Here, hold on to my phone.
Sure. Or you
It's.
wanna?
I remember the general context has to do with the appropriate age for learning and your ability to maintain. But the metaphor it gives is saying that thing is so bad. It's like drinking wine from a
Who
gat.
is shut
Shut up, Avi. That's Avi from LA. What's his name? Avi.
He says, "Hey Greg, what are his opinions of instant coffee?" How does he know me?
You know who this guy is?
Oh, Avi.
It's Avi. Darn it. Avi.
Where's he from? What's the reference?
We know from here, from the neighborhood. Yeah, he's been here.
Musician?
No, remember he came in once. He was on crutches.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
I can't remember his last name.
Yeah. I know who it is. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, gotta change the name. Shut up,
What are
Avi.
his
It sounds like
opinions of
something wrong, like something else.
That's funny. What are his opinions of instant coffee? That's what he's asking.
I don't know what my step grandfather Alav Shalom's opinion of
Avi Adler.
Adler.
Yes,
Thank you.
There we go.
My gosh.
It's like, "Arr!"
Shut up, Avi. I'm like, it sounds like something else. Okay. Yain mi gito. Here. Here. Elisha ben Avuya says, says, Halomed yeled lema hu domeh, somebody who learns as a child, what is he like? Lidioch chetuva al niar chadash, like ink written on a new piece of parchment. Ve halomed zaken lema hu domeh, a person who studies as an older person, what is it like? Lidioch chetuva al niar machuk, like ink written on an erased parchment. Rabbi Yossi bar Yehuda ish Kfar HaBavli omer, Rabbi Yossi, son of Yehuda from a place called Kfar HaBavli, says, Halomed min haketanim lema hu domeh, a person who learns from younger people, like today you're learning from all these influencers, these little kids you're learning from on Instagram, right? Yeah. There's lema hu domeh, we're learning Torah from them. Leochel anavim kehot v'shoteh yain migito. It's like a person who is, hey, you ran away. Where'd it go? It just ran away.
So it's a hurrah, he doesn't want you to read it.
Yeah, it's like eating, I guess, blunted grapes and drinking wine straight out of the gut. Yain migito. In other words, it hasn't fermented yet.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not good.
It's very
it's too,
it's raw. It's,
right? There's no experience, there's no
It's not
richness.
mature. It's immature.
Right, it's not mature. You're so immature.
Like, oh my god. Cool, man.
Yeah. Well, isn't that a good way to wrap up our session here?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Joe Sultan just joined. Hello. You got to catch up, though. You got to catch up from the beginning. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here, including people jumping in from, where's that from, Aruba?
Oh my goodness, there's like Aruba, there's like guys from...
Good Lord.
Yeah.
From everywhere. But we're going to be enjoying this ice wine now, and you can stay warm, stay away from the ice cold out there.
It's. I could have left this wine outside. I could have.
Yeah, you don't need a freezer now. Just keep your beers in the backyard.
Welcome to New York.
Yes. All right, guys. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.
It's us here, and look forward to more updates. This week we'll have another one coming up.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see. Maybe something on.
Yeah,
maybe
who knows?
Maybe Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see.
We'll see how things go. All right. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. L'chaim, l'chaim.